2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Thursday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Sacramento Kings. Then on Sunday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, the ceremony was delayed, and understandably so, but at last, the Hall of Fame class of 2020 was enshrined. And what a class it was. Led by Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and of course, the late, great Kobe Bryant headlining the 9 inductees. There was tremendous poignancy with Kobe's inclusion coming so recently after his tragic death. And it was a night that none of us are going to forget. Guys?
Thank you, D.A. Greg, obviously, we're early on here. You already have seen some second-year players looking much more improved over their rookie year.
I mean, if you put in the work, you're not guessing as much. And listen, the fact that you've now gone through the season, you've got a better sense of who you are and what you can do out on the floor. I know I cut way back on my turnovers at the start of my second year, and you go into the offseason with specific goals and areas where you want to improve.
You think there's more growth between your first and second year than any other 2 years in your career?
You could make that case, no doubt about it, because you're still thinking you can be one of the all-time greats no matter who you are at that stage, and so you tend to put in a little more emphasis in terms of improvement.
So the New York starting five, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Ntilikina out there with Alec Burks, and it's Barrett at the 3 slot. For the Celtics, Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Daniel Tice out there with Tristan Thompson, and it's Tatum in at the 3. And so it's the Celtics getting on the board first. Here's Burks. Great D that time from Tatum. Celtics on offense, maybe the next during their last encounter in New York.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Certainly something to keep an eye on. We'll see how the rotations go this time out. Every night it seems to be different.
Now, here's Walker. He had 13 points in the win against Milwaukee. They get it again. Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Thompson, he has such a low, wide base. He is near impossible to fully box out.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
To the paint. Here's Ntilikina. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's 2 things right there for R.J. Barrett. It's awareness and unselfishness. Pretty pass.
Tatum on the wing. Hits the three-pointer to fall. Tatum's got 5 now.
Good way to start this game. If you want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And Doris, while he's kind of welcomed the spotlight of playing in New York, off the court, R.J. Barrett more of a homebody.
Right, and I love that because this is a young man who's committed to his craft. All of his energy is on becoming the best NBA player he can possibly be. But Greg, 100% correct. He's got the temperament and maturity to face the pressure of New York.
The Celtics have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. The Celtics working the ball around now. There's Brown with the 3. Ntilikina with the rebound. Knicks have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Jumps up, and Randall throws it down.
Well, if the basket is within reach, Julius Randle understands how to finish.
From deep, Walker sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
It's all about mindset out of the gate. If you're aggressive and they give you room, go ahead, let it fly.
And it's blocked. For the 3. But they recover it. And here's Brown outside. The Knicks pull it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that's on.
Burks on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Pass to Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
That's that's coming with force. R.J. Barrett, nothing you can do to stop that.
Walker with it, and Burks picks him up defensively. Shot's good by Walker.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Knicks trail by 7. Barrett with the ball. A 29-point game for him in the win against Orlando. And here's Brown outside. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark in 2 for 4.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
They've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
And Jason Tatum, he got a lot of the pub last year, and deservedly so. But Jaylen Brown made monstrous strides as well, especially when it came to efficiency.
And a whole new group out on the floor for these Celtics. Back to Barrett. Now the pass to Rivers. Floats one up. The shot comes out. Good work defensively by Smart. And you look at Brown's field goal percentage and his free throw percentage break, both career highs last season.
And Kev, his shot was never broken. The motion never had to be rebuilt. Brown's problem coming into the league was that he would shoot the ball differently every time. Once he landed on the repeatable mechanics, you could see the consistency start to take hold.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And playing alongside Zion Williamson, that dude makes it hard to stand out with your athleticism. But make no mistake about it, R.J. Barrett is a big-time athlete.
And Greg, I think maybe as impressive as what he brings from a physical standpoint is his commitment to put in the work, his understanding of what's required to be successful at the NBA. This guy has not only the physical tools, but the mental makeup and the work habits to be great.
He's such a physical player. Williams has no off switch, which is how he gets these calls.
And both free throws good for Williams. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, the typical stuff about organizing offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount. And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their efforts on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
This guy's such an instinctive scorer. R.J. Barrett goes to the floater game.
Second chance effort and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. While we have the chance, we'd like to reveal the list of the past month's best fast break teams in the NBA. Number 1, the Celtics. Second, the Knicks.
Great play from both of these teams in the open court. You love the energy and effort they displayed lately here in getting out and forcing the issue.
That one is no good.
And on top of the talent, the physical ability, Williams, just a coachable kid and really picks things up quickly. And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Williams passes to T. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams.
So I'll tell you what, impeccable work from Jeff Teague inside, showing great patience down in the lane.
32 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Quickly, and he lays it straight in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Williams attacking and finished off by Williams.
This is exactly what you hope for from your point guard, Jeff Teague, unselfishly pulling all the right strings.
Knicks trail by 6. From the line. Barrett, no good. So it's Boston now. Here's Smart. Misses the 3. The Knicks have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. First free throw is good.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
7 seconds left in the first. Here's Ojale, and again it's Boston converting. And so it's Boston with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Recently, we had a chance to speak with R.J. Barrett about what was a trying first year.
I hate losing, but at the end of the day, it's part of the game. And I feel like you can learn more from a loss than you can from a win. And my teammates have been great. The whole organization's been great. We just, whatever happens, we've kind of been sticking together and going through it all together. So that's what we're doing.
And Barrett, a guy who's accustomed to winning, at least as an amateur grade.
I mean, he won a championship in high school, could have won one in his only year of college. He's going to be a driving force for the organization to get better.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
As a coach, I think you get a certain feel for what your team needs. And credit this guy for not waiting around. He went ahead and made the adjustment.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Boston, they got Jason Tatum. Williams is out there with Williams. Then there's Smart, and it's Teague in at the point. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you and good evening. The Knicks made changes in coaching and the front office since the start of last season. But the question is, can they move forward? Their last winning season was back in 2018. Amidst the frenzy that is the media in New York, they'd like to make headlines going forward for all the right reasons this time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
It's tough to hide your communication. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Tom City's checked in for Williams. Daniel Tice comes in for Williams. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Marcus Smart. And it's Kemba Walker in for Jeff Teague.
There's a strength to R.J. Barrett that belies that thin frame. He's got toughness and the willingness to absorb contact.
The three from Tatum. Missed the shot. He's made 3 and missed 3 from the field.
In his career, surprising some scouts, Tatum's hit a high percentage of his threes. The difference last year, he took a whole lot more of them.
He understood, Greg, that his game needed to be more efficient. Far fewer mid-range, long-range twos. He almost doubled the number of three-point attempts from the year before, and that was by design. This guy understands success in the modern NBA, plays at the rim, and plays from 3.
And it's Walker that time on the assist by Thompson. Walker's got 7.
How about the outstanding concentration from the veteran? Kemba Walker so adept at staying in control through these finishes.
And stolen by Tatum.
You know, anticipation is a huge part of defense, and he played it perfectly right there. Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now, as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that ability to play in space is so vital.
Celtics leading by 7. Thompson right side. Outside Tatum. Makes the bucket. Now He's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
And taken away by Brown. And the dunk by Brown.
Oh my goodness, Brown finishes off the drive, not simply laying it in, but a message of authority on the dunk.
It's stolen by Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely great. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. The Celtics making a switch here. Ojale is checked in. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Inside, Randall goes up again, and the layup is up and in. Randall's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, you love to see Julius Randle attack the offensive glass, get to his second chance opportunity. That's really well done.
Ojale gets to Walker. Here's Brown. It's rebounded by Barry.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And stolen by Tatum. Here's Tice. And Tice throws it down.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. Marcus Smart comes in for Tatum. Green, he's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Teagan for Kemba Walker. Oh, good with the triple. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Our next game is in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the three. It's really that simple, guys.
Here's Ntilikina. He's coming off a 10-point game against Orlando. Robinson for 3. The shot will not fall. Now Boston takes it the other way.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jump.
Smart against Randall. Williams passes to Ojale. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Ojale's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Now, here's Burks. You saw the 10 points last game. Williams with the block.
Well, the reach of Williams is outstanding. He uses it to perfection to deny shooting.
Stolen by Smart. 7-second difference. Shot game clock to the middle. And a slam by Williams.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And here are the Knicks now after the basket by Boston. Quickly, team covering. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Seconds left in the first half of the game. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Rivers. And nothing is on for him right now. And now, the first timeout call here for Boston. Here's Brown. Get the clock running down. Sends it home. What a shot.
You want drama? We've got drama. That's the way to end a quarter.
That is a way to fire him up, fire up the team. What a tremendous play.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's the Celtics running away with it. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
We got to protect the paint. They can't race into the easy basket. That's us communication on trying to coach and, just communicate a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Jason Tatum in the first half. He had 13 points, 3 steals, and 4 rebounds. And Kenny, last year, instead of relying on 1 or 2 guys to carry them offensively, the Celtics really spread the ball around.
Brad Stevens is an equal opportunity system. Everyone's engaged, and that makes everyone play harder and defend better for 24 seconds.
But last season they showed the hustle and the fight is known for. But it's Celtics basketball all the way now.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye.
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters. Just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Barrett and Randall are in the forward position. Alec Burks is out there with Ntilikina, and it's Robinson in at the 5. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile 1 block a moment ago.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Celtics leading by 23. And finished off by Brown.
When Jaylen Brown is feeling it, I think you've got to feed him because you want his confidence to grow as that skilled scorer you hope he will be.
On a team filled with big wings last year, Walker gave the Celtics a guy with great supreme quickness who could break down the defense when nothing else was there.
And he's that rare commodity, an elite catalyst who doesn't have to dominate the ball to make an impact. That allows room for others to feel empowered out on the floor. It's just one of the many ways Walker makes his teammates better.
And the second free throw, good. And the rim-running Mitchell Robinson, the league leader in field goal percentage grade in his second season.
Maybe the most athletic Southern footer in the game. I mean, his lob finishing sucks in the defense, creating so much space out on the floor for his teammates.
The Knicks shooting 43% for the game. Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Walker. Angle right side. Out against Barrett. Finds the open look, and it's on target. Barrett's got 14 points.
Well, keep your head up. Look for an opportunity to facilitate Julius Randle the delivery.
And that one is good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Barrett against Tice. Now, here's Barrett. Tight defense on him. No good. Shot missing. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Tatum lead the charge and finished off by Brown.
How fantastic is Jaylen Brown getting the position he wants deep inside, easily slams it home.
To the inside, Robinson. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Here's Tatum. That falls. Nice feed that time for Walker. Walker's got 5 assists tonight.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Thompson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, so many people know your story, born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, playing in front of so many people has its pros and cons.
Right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lores of the game of college basketball.
The entire offensive arsenal of R.J. Barrett is on display.
Brown outside. And then Brown with the dunk.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
Barrett the pass to Robinson. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Mitchell Robinson.
Make no mistake, this is a fundamentally sound player. Jason Tatum's skilled at drawing contact.
And these are his 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight.
And converted more than 4 out of every 5 free throw attempts last year. So just solid at the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Williams, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Marcus Smart comes in for Daniel Tice. And it's Teagan for Kemba Walker. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
You know, looking at the turnover story, they had a few miscues along the way, but as you see on the scoreboard, it hasn't hurt them.
Williams, he's checked in for the Celtics. 3rd quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Back to Barrett. The rebound by the Celtics. Smart on the wing. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
They are just killing them on the interior.
For New York, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That's his first foul. And the Knicks with possession here. Back to Gibson. Williams with the block. They retain possession.
And the defensive prowess of Williams, just effective at altering shots and almost getting into the heads of shooters. And ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
I gotta believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Here's Barrett following the bucket by the Celtics. And just miss after miss right now.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this usually.
Boy, you get a real glimpse of the explosiveness of Jaylen Brown. What a big-time finish.
We've got 1:28 left in the 3rd. Barrett against Brown. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And they'll keep possession. Noel wide open. He fires. The Knicks rebound.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
This is his first free throw of the game.
A year ago, he had an 84% success rate on his foul shots, so he was a guy they were always happy to see at the line.
And the Celtics making a change here. Ojale is checked in.
You know what I love is Marcus Smart just continues to improve. We know he's a powerful athletic guard, but he wants to keep building different aspects of his game. There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
And Brown throws it down hard.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
They get it back. Gibson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, there's a physicality to what Taj Gibson does on a nightly basis, and particularly when he's this close.
First trip to the line for him here.
And he was 73% from the line a season ago, an average number in that regard.
Burks, he's checked in for R.J. Barrett. Here's Ojale, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got his 5th assist in this one.
How about Teague showing tremendous vision on that pass? Quick at getting the ball to his teammates on time and on target.
Quickly, they swipe it. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Brown, good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Now here's Rivers. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Misses the layup. Brown outside. With 1 on the clock and finished off by Brown.
Don't you love how Brown just barrels into the teeth of the defense? This is a shifty forward who knows how to get to the rack.
Jaylen Brown has been leading the charge for Boston. He has been a determined scorer today. 29 points altogether for him. And I think there's more where that came from. Back right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Williams is out there with Ojale. Then there's Edwards. And it's Green, and it's Fall in at the 5 over the paint. That's the Boston 5.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Smith. And the layup is good.
Boy, you have to absorb the bump on the jump shot, and Dennis Smith Jr. still able to deliver. That is not easy, folks.
Here's Ojale. Toppin with the steal. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Smith. It doesn't go for him. Great tee that time from Green. Down low. Toppin with the steal. Now Smith. 1 minute now into this 4th quarter. Been a lot of talk, Greg, about in-season tournaments in the NBA to spur fan interest. The proposal was tabled for a bit. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, cash prizes for the players and coaching staffs. That always seems like a good idea. I just wonder, Kevin, if they're going to have any cash prizes for the broadcasters. Because I think they're on to something. We could get that, you know. And in all seriousness, we see that in soccer, right? And it seems to work well. And I think if it can spur some more interest from fans, then I'd be all for it.
Yeah, the fans love it watching soccer. Tatum, he's checked in for Williams. Robinson's checked in for New York. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the New York Knicks. Passes it to Robinson. He kicks it to Bullock. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Here's Tatum. And they call the foul. So he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
I love when Jason Tatum is aggressive to score the basketball. He does a tremendous job keeping his focus.
And here's Smith. Pass to Bullock. And here is Robinson. Kicks to Smith. And Smith with the stuff.
Well, Dennis Smith Jr. in the pick and roll. Boy, you don't know if he's going to rise and fire or set his teammate up.
Left side, Tatum. Green breaking loose. And taking the bucket on the assist from Edwards.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And it's Bullock missing.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Well, the whole vibe is an unselfish nature with this team, and Jason Tatum being a part of that. Pretty pass.
Robert Williams is checked in for fall. Last season was kind of a rough one, very turbulent for the NBA. The China controversy, the passing of David Stern, Kobe Bryant, and finally the COVID pandemic. Other than that, it was kind of uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, an incredibly tough year.
Wow.
You know, you just go back to March, and who would have ever thought we would go through what we went through? And you talked about all the other issues, David Stern and Kobe both passing. You know, I'm just hopeful we get a return to normality, because that sounds pretty good right about now.
It sure does. And the Celtics with possession here, following the score by New York. Williams finds Tatum. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And that one falls for Tatum.
Well, how about Jason Tatum's rookie season? In the heat and the crucible of the playoffs, this guy rose to the level of the pressure. Incredible.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. Here's Knox. At the elbow, Toppin. Here's Smith, just 4 to shoot. Second chance shot, and the layup is good.
Long arms, tremendous athleticism, and pursuit of the basketball. Mitchell Robinson working the glass right now.
Here's Tatum, and that one's in. He's only missed 3 of 13.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players to me deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Here's Smith. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. And it's Smith penetrating. And the dunk by Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson so quick off his feet. Good night.
For Boston, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do. Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
And it's Boston with another.
Pre-shot preparation and catch and shoot is important. Jason Tatum on point.
Pass to Bullock. Here's Knox. Well, the pandemic impacting earnings all over the NBA, Doris. The pain is felt, we think, most keenly by small market teams.
Across the board, Kevin, there are economic realities that the pandemic has forced NBA teams to look at. But always, those small market teams depend on revenue sharing to compete. So now attendance is compromised and their ledger is affected even more. This is going to be interesting to see how this affects roster composition. Boy, we've got a lot of questions to be answered.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Boston.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, but an all-around dominant performance. You kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jason Tatum.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
Toppin with it, working on Williams. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. And it's Smart with the ball for the Boston Celtics. And so the Celtics now can just hold on to the ball. Smith with it. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Tristan, congrats on the win. What was Coach's focus going into the game tonight?
Coach got after it, told us, we got to play defense. Just can't come in here and they're make a score opportunity. We got to play defense and get back.
Well, it looks like you listened to him. Thanks, Tristan. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.